Hey guys, so in this video, I asked Dean a question of what are a few of the strategies if he were to start all over it again and went to go to launch his expertise and scale his impact online, what were a few of the strategies that he would do? So listen to what he would say, and then I'll share some of my thoughts at the end. Let's dive in. So our audience, our people, they have a gift on the inside. They have an expertise that they've developed and accumulated over their time, and they really want to take that expertise amidst everything that's happened over the last year and 2 years. What would you say is your top few tips or few strategies if you were to start all over again?
Yeah.
And having the expertise that you have, right? And the knowledge, the wisdom, the results, most importantly. What are a few tips that you would have for everyone today about launching their expertise and scaling their impact?
Yeah, first of all, Bryan, I want to say thank you for the support you give Tony and I. Thank you for what you're doing out to the world and putting yourself out there and sharing. And people need, you guys know this, you're watching right now. We need role models. We need leaders. We need people who are forging the path. People willing to kind of pull back the curtain on what they do. So seriously, man, great job on what you're doing and the impact you're making. And if you're watching this right now, there's a million things you'd be watching. So I want to deliver some great value here today in this short period of time. If I was starting over, the number one thing I would remember is the value of your accumulated knowledge. It's deeper, stronger, and more valuable than anybody ever puts a price tag on it until you see what you can do for other people. So think about where you are in life. And I'm going to ask you this. If you could remember when you were 20 years old, right?
Right.
Picture something you'd wear around when you were 20. Like clothes-wise. And I want you to do this at home right now. You're watching. Visualize yourself at 20. And then visualize a place that you would sit or go when you're 20. Family's house, outside, a chair you sat in, a park bench, something, right? Like I really love to get myself in that space. And picture what you look like at 20. Picture what you thought about life when you're 20. What lens you looked through. And picture if you had a week to prepare and then you had 2 hours to sit with that 20-year-old self. Right? You had a week to prepare. What would you prepare during that week? Would you just like, oh my God, when it comes to relationships, this, oh my God, maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you chose the wrong partner, chose the wrong business. You listened to your family because you loved them, but you went into a job you hated, but you thought that's what they wanted. You let that self-doubt, that inner self-doubt that tells you you're an imposter, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. You let that voice run your life for way too long. Maybe you're a mom and you lost yourself in just being a mom or just being with your partner or husband and you forgot who you were. Or maybe you love your husband so much that you wanted to support him and you let your dreams die. Or as a man, like there's so many things that you can think of that if you had 2 hours with your 20-year-old self, like, listen, be quiet for a second. Listen, I'm you at 42. I'm you at 38. I'm you at 55. Sit and listen because I'm going to give you something that is priceless, that's worth millions. When you think of that passion, this is what I'd encourage you to do. There's a million things I could share with you about being in the knowledge industry, sharing your expertise, sharing your mess that became your message. There's a million things, and I'll share whatever I can that serves your audience. But I want you to feel the passion you'd have if you sat on that bench and you were right here with your 20-year-old self and said, listen, I'm sharing this because I'm you and I love you, but you must do this. Think of the depth of passion you would have. But that's really what we get to do for a living. There is somebody starting off on something that you already know. You already have the expertise. And if you don't have that depth of enthusiasm, the depth of passion to teach it, then you're doing them an absolute disservice because they're going to make the mistakes you made. They're going to go through the failures you failed at. They're going to miss the opportunities that you figured out because you didn't unlock what you have, didn't have the passion, didn't have the intensity, and didn't share it in an elegant way. I think about that all the time. I don't think, what could I sell today? I think, who can I serve? Because I have been through this journey. If you want to, I've written multiple New York Times best-selling books, and I have dyslexia and barely read a book in high school. If someone wants to write a book, you can figure it out on your own. Or if I sat with them for 2 hours, I could change their life, condense decades into days, right? I'm using that as one example. I went through a divorce in my life. I didn't plan on it, but I did. But I found an elegant way to do it and maintain friends with my ex and my kids were the center focus and they're thriving and they're on a whole nother level. I see people mess that up. I almost did. But then I learned from people who haven't. So if someone was going through a divorce, I could help them do it to put their children first. I'm using crazy examples all over the place. That's not what I teach, either one of those. I don't teach people to write books, and I don't teach people how to do an elegant divorce. But we do teach people how to be in the knowledge industry. We do teach people how to unlock their full potential. But you have something inside of you. You already know, or else you wouldn't be listening to this amazing guy. But at what level, of what urgency, of what scale are you looking through that lens? Because this is an industry that's exponentially growing. This is an industry that you know, or you wouldn't be listening, is going to be $1 billion a day by 2025, according to Forbes. The world is growing towards this, and you either gain the capabilities to get in front of it, or you have that feeling of being left behind. And that's why we scream from the mountaintops. That's why we're doing the Own Your Future Challenge. It's because I want people to have just opportunity, especially now with the world shifting, like you said.
Right.
People's uncertainty levels at an all-time high, and they're wondering what to do. But there's actually industries exponentially exploding that you might be missing. And that's why we do the things that we do.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. First of all, the things that resonate with me are we need role models now more than ever. And I agree with that. I think that it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to get involved. It's time for you to have a voice. It's time for you to share your knowledge, your expertise, and your experience that you've accumulated and bless other people, right? I always say bless and be blessed. When you take your knowledge and share it with others, you're blessed in the process. So now more than ever, it's right now, currently, the time of filming this video, it's 2021. And now more than ever do we need leaders and role models who can lead the new and upcoming generations that are going to come through the ranks of the world. They're going to rise up. We need role models now more than ever. Secondly, the value of your accumulated knowledge. I want you to really think about that. Like Dean mentioned, right? Think about the value of your accumulated knowledge and your accumulated experience. Okay? Think about it this way, your accumulated results. Okay, so think back in time of your whole life, however long you live in, whether it's 20 years or whether it's 60 years. You have accumulated knowledge, wisdom, expertise, and results. Other people will pay you for that. Other people want to learn that. Other people need what you have to offer. And I really want you to adopt that belief. Because when you have the belief that nobody wants what you have to offer, then you never do anything about it. Listen, we need more role models like you, and we need you to share the lessons that you've learned, the wisdom that you learned. I have my dad. He's coming down, and we're going to film the lessons he learned on his journey of what he went through in his life as a father, as a son, as a brother, as a colleague, as an entrepreneur, right? I'm encouraging you to do the same. Tony and Dean have a challenge coming up. It's called the Own Your Future Challenge. It's a 5-day free challenge. They're going to add massive value to you, to your life, and have the potential to change the trajectory of your future. I would encourage you to get involved. Go to projectnextbonuses.com, and there you'll be able to see more about the challenge. You'll be able to join the challenge, and you'll be able to participate in everything that Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi are doing with this biggest challenge in internet history. They're going to have over 1 million people on this thing. I'll be on it. You're definitely going to want to be on it and want to be a part of it, because it's going to be something that's going to definitely change a lot of people's lives. I know that because I have supported these guys for the last 2 years as the top 5 affiliate partner in the last 2 years. And I'm doing the same again because I believe at the core of what these guys are up to and the impact that they're making. And I hope that they're able to bless your life in the process, and you're able to learn a few things from the perspective of a student and also from the perspective of someone who also runs challenges and shares your knowledge, your expertise, and your wisdom to other people through the power of the internet. So go there, projectnextbonuses.com, participate in the challenge. You'll love it, and you'll thank me later.